Hello. For class number 8, we are going to study the security quality attribute. So, uh, as we have been doing in these, for each one of these attributes, I want you to learn about what are the scenarios, what is the general scenario, so what are the typical cases of that you need to identify when you describe security qualities of the system, and then which statics can be applied to solve these, such that the architecture, so the architectural tactics, such that the architecture can achieve the scenarios, what is described in scenarios. And of course, then the relation between them, and also start thinking about the relation with other qualities. So, what is the relation between security and availability, or security and usability, for instance, or security and performance. But today I have a different challenge, an additional challenge for you is to read about the process of threat modeling. And we actually have been doing it, and I want you to read this article. And actually, what we have been doing so far is to identify to see how to describe the scenarios and how to and what are the tactics that you're going to apply. But actually, in each one of these processes, in each one of these activities, there's a process where you really need to identify the requirements, talk with the stakeholders, and refine the descriptions. Actually, I've been talking about that. So refine the scenarios such that they have been really concrete. But actually, I've not been addressing this. I actually address in a class in a couple of weeks. But I think that's very interesting to do it for the security quality. Why? Because security is particularly more complex than the other ones, because there's a lot of uncertainty. So it's not easy to know what can happen. So actually, the possible attacks are more or less impossible to foresee all the possible attacks. So actually, it's like the other one. So you have the same effort to look what are really to be precise, describing what should be the qualities. But you have here an additional challenge in security. So it's interesting because actually what you're going to learn. So you are going to learn the specific one for the security, but at the same time you're going to load a general process where you discuss with the stakeholders, where you prioritize things. So this is interesting to see in this case, and this case is actually more complex than the other ones, because in these terms security is more challenging, because you can never say that you're not gonna an attack cannot happen. And for instance, in terms of availability, you can identify everything that may fail, that may have a fault, and so probably it's, in some sense, I would say the space is more closed and insecurity is more open. So we are gonna look at these and discuss these cases as well. And I want you to do an additional thing, which is use the Quizzes tutor. And in the Quizzes tutor, I want you to go to the submissions part. So let's go. So you as a student, go to the submissions part and submit a question. I want each student in the class to submit a question about security. And we are going to analyze this question. So that's a way. So you're going to write one type of question that you usually need to answer at the end of the class. So I will discuss them, and I will discuss some of them. So that will be part of the class as well. Okay, I hope you enjoy, and see you in the class.